table today at Squirrel Stampede. The all-new Jurassic World Rebirth Collection is here. Have you seen these new dinosaurs? They are huge. There's lots to talk about today. The Spinosaurus is back along with the Mosasaurus in a brand new mold, the moldy Moldasaurus. And the Tyrannosaurus Rex, of course, is here along with the table-busting, studio-crashing Titanosaurus. If this one fits on the table, it's going to be a miracle. Also, we can talk a little bit about the new Distortus Rex, the D-Rex.
Hello there.
Who are you?
I'm the Dashed Rex.
The Dashed Rex? I haven't heard about that one. What are you supposed to do on the island?
Well, I take care of the outlines. When a dinosaur or human dies, I draw a dashed line of them on the ground, so we can find where they died later.
Well, that's pretty helpful, Dashed Rex. That's an interesting backstory. But we're gonna want to see the Distortus Rex too at some point, of course.
Okay, see you later.
But right now we have a literal ton of dinosaurs to explore, so let's just get right to them.
Squirrel Stampede.
Please, Squike.
Squash share.
And Squirrel Live.
There is so much to talk about today. We better get to it. I think a great start would be the Spinosaurus Danger Set, as this Target exclusive is our first step in meeting our new friends. Remember when we were the new friends? I sure do, Timmy. Hey, where's Claire? So new friends to meet, and you have to kind of jump on these kind of packs, because sometimes they have a tendency to disappear, and they don't seem to make enough humans for the dinosaurs to eat anymore. On the back of the box, the Danger Set has a weapons case. Have they not watched the other Jurassic World movies? The weapons do nothing. Oh, that's right, Mattel and their indestructible unpackaging boxes. Got anything tiny? That's one way to do it, thank you, Tiny. And we're off to the races. Out of the box are new friends and a pretty skiffy spaled down Spinosaurus, whatever spaled means. New friends, the trouble we will get you two into.
What do you mean by that? Oh!
In pack, this Spinosaurus actually looked pretty basic, but outside it's not too bad. It's kind of maybe a smaller and gentler take with you anywhere type of Spinosaurus. I like how Rebirth is modeling the new Spinosaurus to look a little more like what it's supposed to look like. A little more hunched down, the spine is a little more blammed, squished and separated in, elongated in a way. It's still a little bit tall and lanky, but it's nice they're going in that direction. This toy painted muddy khaki tan with a little bit of orange and striping up on top, and has all the basic Jurassic World articulation usually seen, like opening mouth, head movement, shoulder rotation, hip rotation, and a taily tail. Oh, and maybe a little bit of foot movement too. Could be painted a little bit better, but there are going to be several other Spinosaurus options. And as for our new friends, we have Zora Bennett, Black Widow, here in now Jurassic Park World. And this guy, Dr. Henry Loomis. Kind of almost wearing the same shirt and pants Dr. Grant likes to wear. Must be a doctor thing. Now, I don't know much about the actor who plays Dr. Henry. Kind of reminds me of a standard dollhouse figure right now. But Scarlett Johansson, that's some crazy good likeliness for a small-scaled figure. They're getting better and better on these actor sculpts every time. And the figures are pretty well articulated anywhere you need a dinosaur to bite them. And a few other accessories will fill up this pack. I like the yellow box there. And does this Spino have a scan code? It does. So they're continuing on the dinosaur scan codes. Let's see what it's got. The Jurassic World Rebirth app now all set up and updated. Scan away time. And we've got a Spinosaurus to play with. Always fun with the playing of the app features. And what are we going to learn about it today? It is about the scale of that, and a eat of that, and a weight of those. Found in a couple places, Northern Africa, which is why there's a little bit of a controversy to this day on what exactly the Spinosaurus look like. Okay, that was the figure pack with the Spinosaurus, but you want something better. You want something ultra high detail, the one everyone is talking about. Kinda sounds like a seal. It's the tail thrasher, Spinosaurus. Impressive to the core of its DNA, look at this brand new Spino. It looks enormous, but actually it's pretty well just a little bit longer than this one. This one in deep brown with orange tiger stripes going down its back and crusty spine. It may just be my new favorite Spinosaurus, although I think there's a Hammond Collection Spino also out there I've got to discover. And the big kick with this one, as we're seeing going the rounds, is this wind-up continuous rampage action feature on the back of its spine. This is somewhat similar to, I believe, a T-Rex we once opened, and this time the effect is a little more enhanced. I think they've modified the gyros inside to work and do a very good job. On the back of the box, an image of the Spino, and let's see if we can get this softly out of pack. Spinosaurus looking very stable out of box, no tippy like that going. You gotta have that if you got that ratcheting, moving tail, opening mouth thing action going. Let's see if we can charge this one back up standing out of box. Oh, the pain, the pain. Let's maybe try to rotate these feet out a little bit. Give it some more stability. I think I just didn't give it enough. All right, let's give it a second go. There we go. I may have over-ratcheted too a little bit. I'll say, the mechanics are solid. You just gotta go a little easy on her. And so because so much is invested in this action feature of this Spinosaurus, how is the rest of the toy gonna work? You're not gonna really be able to do things like open and close and move and position head and tail. Those are always going to be kind of waved into whatever the action feature has it into. But the arms and legs, I believe, are posable, so we can move these arms and rotate, and we can move these legs a little bit. And when I say a little bit, almost nothing. It's mostly for stability. So with that said, you may be wanting to look more for a Hammond Spinosaurus if you want that figure with a lot of articulation and a lot of things to do with it. For action play value though, this one has been quite a lot of fun. Let's test the foot out. I believe we're gonna get a different Spino on this. Well, it almost looks the same. Another rotation of camera, and this one will tell you about the same thing. I feel like between the two Spinos, its scale should be actually something right in between to the action figure. This one may be a little bit too big, this one may be a little bit too small, but they're both really fun to play with. But there's other dinosaurs on the alternate island. What do we have? Let's take a bath with the Bite and Blast Mosasaurus, the all-new Mosasaurus figure. I feel like they had been reusing the original Mosasaurus mold several times, so I always just kind of held off on what to do. But this one is something a little different with the Bite and Blast, an actual action feature going on with it. I like how it's been wrapped a little bit on its fin. That'll just float away in the ocean. Over on the back of the tail, what do we have? So it's a mechanical feature with no sound, and that's okay. It gets a little bit expensive to keep your batteries going on all these dinosaur sound effects. There's also a little tiny Dilophosaurus to ride shotgun on top of the Mosasaurus when you're all set. Over on the back of the box, I like the setup of this box with the Mosasaurus's head poking out there. It looks really funny and cool. So let's see if we can get this prehistoric fish out of pack. Is it a fish or is it a crustacean? Maybe like a whale or a porpoise. And a little assembly required. Is the tail up or down? There we go. That really increases the length. Take a moment to make sure your flippers are flipped. And we've constructed and built one beautiful algified Mosasaurus. So if you're familiar with the old school version that we saw several times, it was more of a rubber real feel dino. This is more of a hard shell plastic, a lot more going with that, probably because of its action feature, which is back here on its tail, and we can open up and close its mouth. It really feels like it's swimming around on the table right now. I feel like we are underwater, and we are watching this guy swim about, ready to dive up and pull a boat down with it. It's got a really nice sage forest green paint going through it on its main body, but then lighter, darker as it goes down its tail, and some striping of darker green and some muddy green on the back there, with of course its whitish belly, underbelly. For articulation, you're not going to be able to open and close this and keep it open. That's up into the action feature, but you still have the flippers that are on hinges and can rotate and really put this in a lot of positions. I want to say my favorite position of the old blue was to kind of rotate these fins down, and then you can kind of just have it sit on the table as if it was standing like a dinosaur. So that works out pretty well. It's a really nice one, and I believe its mouth is big enough to swallow down a full figure. It's got a really nice mouth on this one. All these little ocean world teeth, the little spiky teeth are so creepy. Oh, and they're soft rubbery teeth too. That's a nice effect. Let's save our new friend Zora. I doubt she gets eaten right away. So it's fun to see a new large scale Mosasaurus in the collection. Look at that tail. What is the length of this thing? It's easily over 2 feet in length, and in fact you could pretend it's even longer because its tail is a little bit hooked in the back. Of course we've got to scan this one and learn a little bit about our new friend. Or should I say old friend. There we go, underwater we are. What do we got there? Oh my gosh, look at the scale comparison. That's probably the largest dinosaur underwater aquatic fish thing we've seen. Eats of course meat. And the weight of only 2 elephants. I would have put that up at like 4 elephants in my opinion. And then look at all the locations the Mosasaurus has been found. Pretty much all over the planet. Really interesting. So there is a lot to choose from Rebirth, and I would totally choose this. And don't forget the Dilophosaurus that can ride shotgun up on its head. That is pretty cool. I can't wait to see that scene play out in the movie. So before we go Titan size, let's of course look at the new Jurassic World Rebirth Tyrannosaurus Rex Lab Lockdown. I believe there are 2 Rex Rebirths out there, and this one is the smaller, and then there will be a super colossal to also look for. I guess the Spinosaurus is taking the thunder of the Rex this time around. I kind of wish this one was a little bit larger, but we'll see once out of pack. Maybe it'll expand. It does say 18 inches, so that's good. This one, I believe, has just a simple action feature on its back. Opening and closing jaws with tongue that sticks out. Over on the back of the box, massive chomp. That's its feature, massive chomp. Let's get it out. And out of box, this wave's new Rex. Certainly a lot smaller than what we're used to seeing Rex sized up at. She could almost be described possibly as juvenile. It'll be curious where Rebirth goes with this Rex. There's some great classic book Jurassic Park scenage of her going through the river though, and looks scaled pretty big on screen, so I guess the toy's a little bit downplayed. It's also interesting they're slowly advancing the Rex's body type a little more plumper again. She was pretty athletic through most of her career in the movie, and we're seeing more and more plumper Rexes coming about. Almost as if she's appearing what kind of looked like a Rex 50 years ago in a way, but a little more modeled realistic. This one in brown, a muddy brown with the darker brown stripage going down her back. And I'm happy to say with this one they've gone and painted her nails. That does not always happen with this scale. And of course this opening and closing mouth. Look at the tongue. Look how the tongue sticks out. I love that. That's silly. And I like the rubbery teeth they've got going with them. And so we want to scan this one in. That's our Rex, of course, in the forest. What do we got for its information? Okay, there it is. So a little bit small, I'd say, on the scale of this human-sized comparison for some reason. T-Rex is usually shown a little bit larger in movie. The diet of meat, 4 cars, I can go with that maybe, and found in North America. Our good old Rex. So as for overall Rexes, not really best in show. Pretty good price point at $25, I believe. And that's of course good for being a fan favorite, but I'll probably keep this Rex in the back of my holding farm. One of these days, we've got to feature the Squirrel Stampede T-Rex farm. We have a lot of Rexes to feed. Shall we crack a quick captives before we go on to the Titanosaur? Why not? These captives can be some of my most favorite pastiming, just opening one up, seeing what you get, a little bit of fun. There's 13 to collect, and we will do a full-on box collection here and see what we can collect next time, but let's just tease one right now. I like the gray egg, by the way. And where do we start? We've got some interesting slime, of course, and I love how they pack that by itself. And now, oh now, what are we going to find in our first Rebirth captive? I think it's a crow. No, it's the Quetzalcoatlus, and it is here to flap around. I'll have to keep my eye out for this figure too. This should be a very large scale figure out there, but that is what we got in captive scale. Pretty good looking. Little card included that builds a poster too, always fun to do. And a pretty good collection of other Zors of Dino from Rebirth, including the exclusive flocked D-Rex and Spinosaurus. How fun. Flocked. Why are they fuzzy? And so, it is time. I kinda swore to myself I would stop picking up the Titanosaurus, as I have very limited space for these guys. They kind of fill up the dinosaur farm so much that I have no room. It's like I'm tripping over them all the time. But in this specific case with Jurassic World Rebirth, finding DNA of the Titans to do something with the healthcare system, kind of felt the need that I had to pick this one up, and just because it's the Titanosaurus, right? This thing is the carrier for all the Zords and Power Rangers, or something like that. And it also just is really colorful looking and spectacular, so I gotta see it. Not really a big fan of that head though. It reminds me of those dragons in Willow. Alright, this is just too titanic. Let's just do a quick transition and get this out of box. Well, that wasn't a very helpful fade. There's still much more to do. Oh, but the head has redeemed itself. It didn't look that great on package, but this is a little bit longer snout. I like that. I feel like it's one of those deep sea fishing toys where you've got lobs of meat everywhere. Oh, nice looking neck frill. It is translucent. Very nice detailing. Also very curious how long this tail is and how it's going to trip me up. Oh, it's so Beetlejuice. And then this hunk. I swear these get bigger every time. Okay, this is simply just ridiculous. I'm going to need to move. I just can't capture it. It's so big. And I recently just purchased a new table, a larger table, and I can't fit her up on it. To be fair, my studio office has always been pretty small. She's just too big to measure manually. I'll take what the box says. 59 inches in length. That's 150 centimeters, and it could be a little more. I'm going to have a very tough time finding a home for this one. Especially with that loopy tail, I'm going to be tripping down the stairs for sure. So the head is a much improvement out of the box. The illustration just gave it a funky angle, I guess. But her snout is a little bit longer and looks a little more sauropodian. Opening and closing jaws. I like the whitish skull bone markings up on top of her head, and how that interacts with the spiky orange frills going down the top of her head. Translucent too, and a little rubbery and soft. Gives it a real feel look. Then taking a moment to run a marathon down her neck, we get into the striping. So she's got a charcoal gray black back, striping down to a white underbelly neck, and then mostly a bright gray body. I thought she was going to appear a lot darker. The package made her appear a lot darker, but she's actually pretty bright, which may help when I trip over her in the middle of the night down the stairs. And then just this massive, massive elephant body. They've built the structure well. There's articulation in the shoulder and hips. It's tight and will hold her steady. And a huge articulated point to move the neck up and down. And then continuing a second marathon down her tail. Another spiky orange frill back there. And then onto that very loopy tail we've seen in the movie that seems to go on and on forever. I chose the Titanosaurus over the Super Colossal T-Rex though, as we have seen the Super Colossal T-Rex before, and I've never seen a Titanosaurus of this scale up here on the table. This one might just be the trophy piece. So to get to the scan code, we're gonna have to gently tip this one upside down. And... okay, see if we can get in here. Got it! Oh my. We have an extra dart, whatever that means. Look at this one. Oh gosh, and again, I love how they always design it to kind of look a little bit both lifelike and like the toy in the app. It's like a live action toy there. All around, a beautiful Titanosaur. Oh, this will be a really fun one to see in movie. What do we got for information? I feel like the scale is even less than what we have on the table. And diet of good old-fashioned cabbage, 2 elephants, which again I do not believe. I would give her the weight of 40 elephants, and found only in one spot on the globe in India. Interesting. It's actually been a while since I read up on the Titanosaurus. And so a lot more Jurassic World Rebirth upcoming here at Squirrel Stampede. Captives, eggs, the Distortus Rex, the actual distorted Rex, not the dashed Rex. There's these really cool micro heads, Mighty Max style, that we'll have to check out too, so stay tuned. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, squirrel eye, but squam your favorite most Jurassic World Rebirth dinosaur. And now check out a couple videos that YouTube recommends. Thanks for watching. That's what I have to say about that.